What is going on, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKyP here with Madden 20, and today we are starting up our Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise. I am thrilled to get into this. I've really been missing YouTube, man, and I wanted to start a franchise last year. I tried to with the Redskins, but Madden 19 was just not my cup of tea. I'm actually having a lot of fun on Madden 20 so far. Gameplay is much improved. It's not perfect. There's still some issues, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. Franchise is still a little bit stale, but there are some new features that should make franchise more interactive for us, and I'm really looking forward to getting into all of that. So like I said, we are doing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you guys are new to my channel, my goal for this is to have the most realistic franchise that I possibly can. Now, with it being a video game, there are a few things that aren't going to come out completely realistic, but our goal is to make this the best, most realistic franchise on YouTube, and I like the grind, man. Some of my franchises in years past have gone 7 years, and I've really relied on the community, whether it be in the comments here on Twitter or over on Twitch, to give me insight on what you want to see happen, players that you guys like, help me make draft picks, stuff like that. And I really enjoy it, man. I'm looking forward to getting into another great franchise here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Create a new franchise. We'll use active rosters here. It doesn't really matter. We're in the preseason anyway. But let's jump into it. And I'm excited to do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. I think they're going to be a blast. They're a team that they've been a little bit on the treadmill, more so on the bad side of the treadmill, I would say. They're not really competing for a playoff spot right now. They think they have their franchise quarterback in Jameis Winston, but at some point, I think they're just going to have to make a decision. Is this our guy or not? And that's something we're going to have to address in this franchise. But if you guys have been here before, you guys know I do not care what a player's overall is. I do look at it for reference when initially making starting lineup decisions. But overall, I care about production. We've had players in the past that had a very low overall that had a killer preseason and have earned a starting role and ended up being a star on our team before. And I love those kind of storylines. I like giving everybody on the roster a chance to make the team and everybody a chance to contribute to this team. You know, it's tough to get everybody in preseason, but we're going to do the best that we can to really showcase people and see who stands out and who doesn't. So we are actually doing something different this time. Every other year I have done a franchise, we have been an owner. However, if you select to be a coach this year, you get a lot more scenarios, and the scenarios are going to make franchise a lot of fun because you're going to be having interactions with your players and stuff like that. It's something that I am very, very much looking forward to. Make franchise a little bit more in depth in that regard. So that is one thing they added that I appreciate. We're going to be a strategist. As far as our coach name, typically we pick a player from the previous year's Madden, but as I didn't get super far into last year's Madden, we're just going to go deeper into our player pool from previous Maddens. And I think, you know, I feel like we've done him before. You know, let's do Shakir Gayton maybe. What about Shakir Gayton? He was a good one, dude. He was a undrafted free agent, I think. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. But a very good slot receiver for us. I don't think he's had his own team as an owner yet for us. Maybe I'm mistaken, but we'll go Shakir Gayton if you guys remember him. Obviously, he's going to be muscular, man. What do we got? Anything here? Let's do this. I don't need to get super far into that, but we'll make him that. Here we go. League settings. So, I have been going back and forth between All-Pro and All-Madden. All of my other franchises have been All-Madden, but one thing that Madden 19 did is it kind of started to cheat the game on All-Madden difficulty in the name of making it more difficult. It really didn't come out realistic at all. I would have an open receiver, I would throw it to him, and you would see the safety kind of teleport to the ball to get an interception. That is still somewhat prevalent this time on All Madden. It's not as bad as it was last year, but when I play on All Madden, I just get too many plays that they're more cheese than they are realistic. And that's not what I want in this franchise. The problem is, whenever I've played on All Pro, it is really, really easy. So there needs to be something in between, but my goal right now is to do all pro with custom sliders in order to make it more difficult. This is something I've been testing out on stream, and while it's not perfect yet, we are getting closer. We're getting to a point where we're having a good time on the games. They're playing out, we're losing to teams we should lose to. We're beating teams that we should beat. Some of the games get a little bit out there, but that happens in real life. There's no such thing as consistency in the NFL on a week-to-week basis between teams, really. So that's one thing we're going to do. And I'll have a slider video up next, so I'll stay tuned for that. Instant starter doesn't really matter. Trade deadline, obviously, on trade type enable all. Coach firing. I am going to keep coach firing off. Like I said, I try to keep my franchises realistic. And realistically, I do not expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to have a great record this season. I definitely don't want to get fired right out of the gate on it. That wouldn't be good. So I guess I'll turn that CPU only, unfortunately. Not something I've ever done before, but anyway, salary cap on, superstar abilities on. This is like one of those things I almost want to turn off because I feel like Madden overcorrected on it. Like, I like the idea of making superstars play more like superstars, but I feel like so many of the superstars are just insanely overpowered on a non-realistic level. But on All Pro, it's not quite as bad. So we're going to keep those on. Relocation settings normal. All of this on weekly. Career clock on. So quarter length, we're doing 8 minutes for the preseason so we can get through it a little bit quicker. But then come regular season, we're doing 15-minute quarters. I have the minimum play clock time down to 10 seconds because once we get on 15-minute quarters, you really have to lower this in order to have a realistic number of plays. Unfortunately, that makes it very difficult to call audibles, which is another reason why I can't really play on all Madden. If you're playing on all Madden, you really need to call audibles in order to counter some of the superstar abilities, but I can't do that on 15-minute quarters with an extended play clock time because, again, just adds way too many plays overall. All of this is manual. We are doing absolutely everything in this franchise, and I'm counting on you guys to help me out along the way. So I think we're good to go. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's check out our roster, see what we're working with here, and I'm excited. View message, preseason kickoff. Again, one thing I am liking about this Madden is you're getting a lot of scenarios and you're having more interactions with people. In years past, I've hated interacting with the media because if you answer a question, it's like, oh, win the next game and you will sell one extra jersey. Lose the next game and 75% of your fan base will leave and never return. It's like a lose-lose. You don't really ever win, especially if you're a team that's rebuilding. I don't know if that's the same this year. I guess we'll find out. But here we go. Coach Gayton, I'm Taylor Bennett. I've been assigned to cover you and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season. I just wanted to introduce myself. I hope your team stays healthy this preseason. I'll be checking in with you later. Good luck. All right, so game day goal, finish your first preseason game. Well, that's easy enough. We're going to be doing that anyway. Player development. Okay, so I read all this. It kind of goes on. I know what to expect, so I'll just tell y'all what is happening. Player development. Everybody's going to have like normal, star, superstar, or X Factor abilities. Your rookies, you're not going to know what they have if they are a superstar or X Factor. It'll say hidden development, and they have to play a certain number of snaps in order to unlock what that development actually is. So what that conversation was is he's pretty much telling me to play the rookies a lot in the preseason to try to find out what that hidden ability is, and that makes sense. So that's something we'll definitely look forward to doing. But everything else is straightforward stuff you guys really already know. So let's go ahead and take a look at the roster, year one roster, and it's going to be interesting to see what this thing looks like when we're all done. But Jameis Winston at quarterback, again, this is really a make or break year for Jameis Winston. He has some talent, but he just hasn't proven it consistently. He's really got to step up this season and prove that he can be a franchise quarterback, and we're going to give him the opportunity to do so. But if he doesn't, we might have to move on. If he does step up and play great, I mean, we got a quarterback. There's nothing to complain about. So it's really up to Jameis Winston and how he plays this season. And also, you know, we're not just going to replace him with nobody. We have to have a replacement if that were to happen. I know in my Bengals franchise, we didn't really like where Andy Dalton was, but we didn't have a quarterback in the draft that we liked either. So we stuck with Dalton another year. Maybe something like that will happen with Winston. I don't know, or maybe he's just going to earn the spot. Time will tell. Blaine Gabbert, the backup, Ryan Griffin, and a rookie Nick Fitzgerald out of Mississippi State. Not Fitzpatrick, but you know, the Bucs still have their Fitz quarterback, so maybe we can have another Fitz magic out of him. Peyton Barber at running back, Andre Ellington, and then Ronald Jones II. We'll see if we can get more out of him this year. Entering his second year, hopefully we can get a breakout season from him. He's got some talent, he's got some speed, and we'll see if we can utilize him correctly. Dare Ogunbowale, I think I said that right. I'll learn his name. It'll be fine. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Bruce Anderson, a rookie out of North Dakota State at running back as well. No fullbacks on the roster. I actually really enjoy having fullbacks, so that might be something I look to change, especially with the Buccaneers. You know, they had Allstott, the best fullback ever, probably, so that's something we'll have to look into, but that'll be at a later date. Mike Evans at wide receiver, a great player, only 26 years old still. 91 overall, 6'5", good speed, very excited to utilize him. Chris Godwin, an up-and-comer as well, 23 years old, 81 overall. Brashard Perryman, 25 and 72 overall. Justin Watson. Scott Miller, a rookie out of Bowling Green State. Anthony Johnson, a rookie out of Buffalo. Bobo Wilson Jr., DeMarcus Lodge out of Ole Miss. And KJ Brent. Over at tight end, OJ Howard. Thrilled about OJ Howard. 6'6" with 87 speed. That is a matchup nightmare for defenses, and hopefully we can utilize him quite a lot. Cameron Brate, a very good backup as well, so running two tight end sets makes a lot of sense with this team. Jordan Leggett, another solid player. Anthony Auclair, Scott Orndorff, and Tanner Hudson rounding out the tight end crew. Left tackle Donovan Smith and Cole Boozer, only 67 overall. We'll see if he plays better than that, but this is definitely a cause for concern. Left guard Ali Marpet, a great left guard. Mike Latecki, I think I said that one right. Zach Bailey, a rookie out of South Carolina. Over at center, Ryan Jensen, who's pretty solid, and Evan Smith. Right guard, Earl Watford, again, another roster spot that is a cause for concern here. We already don't have the best running backs on our roster, so to see an offensive line that has a few holes like this is definitely an issue. Alex Kappa is going to be the backup right guard. Right tackle, DeMar Dotson, very solid right tackle there, and Caleb Beninock. Over at left end, William Goldson, Rakeem Nunez-Roches, and Terry Beckner Jr., a rookie out of Missouri. Over at right end, Ndamukong Suh, Bo Allen, and Jeremiah Ledbetter. At defensive tackle, the second-year player out of Washington, Vita Vea. And no backup here. I know we run a 3-4 defense, but this is still something that needs to be addressed. We will look into getting a backup defensive tackle in preseason. Just in case there's an injury or something. And obviously, you could move Ndamukong Suh over there, but, you know, I like him more at right end in this scheme, honestly. Left outside linebacker, Shaquille Barrett. Also, Carl Nassib, Anthony Nelson, a rookie out of Iowa, and Damon Harris out of Buffalo. Middle linebacker, Levante David. Great player, man. Only 29 years old still, so we have him for a while. He might be a free agent, but he's a player we definitely would like to keep. However, Devin White, I think, is a superstar in the making. I am so excited to have him on our roster. 92 speed, man. I'm excited to see what he can do, and hopefully he can live up to the hype in this career and just be an impact player for us. Kendall Beckwith, who is currently injured, Dion Buchanan, Corey Nelson, Jack Cinchi, and Emmanuel Smith rounding out the crew there. Right outside linebacker, Jason Pierre-Paul, also injured, Noah Spence, Devontae Bond, and Pat O'Connor. Over at corner, Vernon Hargraves III really has not lived up to the expectations early on. We'll see if he can maybe have a breakout year this season, though. Sean Murphy Bunting, a rookie out of Central Michigan, very excited about him as well. Carlton Davis III, Ryan Smith, Jamel Dean, a rookie out of Auburn, and Devontae Harris. Over at free safety, Justin Evans, Mike Edwards, rookie out of Kentucky, and Lucas Dennis, a rookie from Boston College. Strong safety, MJ Stewart Jr., Isaiah Johnson, Jordan Whitehead, Kentrell Bryce, and Orion Stewart. Kicker, we have Matt Gay, a rookie from Utah, and Cairo Santos, and punter Bradley Pinion. This is the roster we are starting out with, but like I said, things can change. We might have some unsung heroes on this roster that really have a breakout season for us. Guys that we didn't really see coming. We might have some other guys break into a superstar role. Guys that we did see coming, but they have really yet to prove anything. We have questions with quarterback. There's a lot of questions around this roster. I am definitely looking forward to jumping into this franchise. And again, my goal is to make this the most realistic franchise that I possibly can. I am looking forward to suggestions from you guys, things that y'all would like to see from this franchise as we move forward with it. Because I think this is going to be a blast. I'm really, really looking forward to this one. So, I will have a slider video coming out next, followed by week 1 of the preseason. Hopefully we can get through the preseason pretty quickly, but like I said, preseason is essential. We're going to find out who's going to earn a spot on this roster and who's going to earn a starting spot. I don't care about overalls. We might find another Chris Owusu or DJ Moore that really stands out. So I'm looking forward to that. So free agency, I want to look and pick up some free agents here, but I can't do it. Available first week of the preseason. I'm there. So what I might have to do is play the first game of the preseason and then we can figure it out. But we'll be doing that in a news video or something as we try to find some other players for this roster. But again, slider video coming out next. If you guys are excited about this franchise, please smash that like button. If you guys are so inclined, if you want to share the video too, that would be amazing, man. I don't really expect that, but I would appreciate it, guys. Thank you all so much for the support. I know I haven't been uploading on YouTube lately. Hopefully this is a sign of things changing. I can enjoy this Madden. I can enjoy the gameplay, and I think we can get through anything else as long as we have some decent gameplay. So I am really looking forward to it, guys. I hope y'all are. Thanks for sticking around this entire time, and I will see you guys next time. Later.